a little bit. I gotta show y'all this clip. I'm laughing. I ain't even played it yet. Hold
on. About face. Uso. Line up. About face. Uso. What are we here for?
For the protection of the black man, woman, and child by any means necessary. Unify, educate, demonstrate, liberate. The community is my responsibility. The protection of the black man, woman, and child by any means necessary. Unify, educate, demonstrate, liberate. The community is my responsibility. The community is my responsibility. The community is my responsibility.
About face. Uso. Line up.
I'm sorry, I had to play that. I was trying to check to see if I was gonna run into a copyright problem. So I don't think so. I might. We'll see. That beat sounds really familiar. But I wanted to show you guys this because these this new Black Panther Party, they're technically not legit and they're unauthorized, but I wanted you to see just how well coordinated this useful group of unmatched misfits engaged. I mean, they trying. They trying. Most of these dudes look like they either one step out of prison or on their way to prison. I understand people needing a sense of purpose and a sense of belonging. This is why gangs are so popular, because people, when you don't have a father and you've had no one in your life to affirm your identity and affirm you and tell you who you are, you get caught up in stupidness like this, right? And it's really sad. It's sad because they don't even know what they're fighting for. They haven't a clue why if you ask them, explain to me your position on illegal immigration, they can't. They don't know why they out here. So you have this group loosely, I mean, they're not like really organized. And I would say a group of men, but there's a few chicks in here. They look lost and confused too. But I'm using this group of grown men in a macro sense. But there's a woman here, right there, and then to the right there was another chick who looked like she didn't come to all the rehearsals, so she don't really know all the steps like she's supposed to. But this group popped up in Philadelphia, and they're calling themselves the Black Panther Party. They ain't got the black berets. I don't see the black leather jackets. They probably like, listen, we couldn't afford all that. But they're attempting to reemerge or reintroduce the whole revolutionary antics from the original Black Panther Party. But the problem is the actual Black Panthers, all of them are dead. And one of the founders, a family member of the founders, was like, no, y'all ain't it. Y'all need to go and sit down somewhere because you're embarrassing my legacy. So I think it is the niece of Huey P. Newton, if I'm not mistaken, basically said, y'all are fake and quit using our name before we sue you. Okay, so imagine being disowned by a movement that doesn't even exist anymore. You know you got to be down bad. When a movement that doesn't exist is like, y'all are trash. Cut it out. So, I showed this video to give you an idea of their formation is lacking. But as wrong as they were, right? A lot of people, we have this romanticized view about the original Black Panthers, and there's nothing that I would say I supported with what they were doing. But they had a little, well, I was gonna say they had some discipline in some areas. I mean, granted, they were selling drugs to their own people and using drugs, but optically they had a little bit more discipline and structure than this foolishness here. Like they actually had a hierarchy. But these new ones, they look like a bunch of project rejects with no berets on. Like they ain't even got the hat. No, they have no strategy, no clear vision as to what they're doing and why they exist. I went to Instagram. They've done, a few Instagram lives. They shoes don't match. They outfits don't match. This is busted. Y'all look bootleg. Bootleg. But I'd be interested in knowing, of all of the causes that you could champion, why why ICE, right? Like y'all are not out, they're not out here protecting their own block. They're not patrolling crime. They're not stopping any drug dealers at all. ICE is their emergency. So I'm like, you out here defending everybody but Black Americans, and you want us to take you serious? To me, this is why I'm like, y'all are just sad and unserious. We have Black Americans that are being murdered by the thousands every year, mostly by other Black folks. Where have y'all been? Silent. Your schools are falling apart. The kids can't read. Single mother households are out of control. Y'all don't have nothing to say, but let an ICE agent show up on the scene. Now is revolution time. Suddenly you're Che Guevara with a cash out. Like, is that what you're supposed to be? I don't know, but y'all, these dudes, they won't stand between a bullet and a child, but they'll stand between a criminal and deportation. Make it make sense. Actually, don't. You can't make it make sense. I already know the answer. Okay, somebody put a battery in these idiots' backs. And I am of the opinion that George Soros has diversified his investments. Okay, he wrote the check, probably. If this is an offshoot of BLM, then that means we got some Soros money to implicate here. Every time some chaos is needed, or a narrative needs to be spun, or you need to just put some oomph behind something, whenever they need some bodies in the street, they will just go find some useful idiots. Here comes some. Same script, the slogan, selective outrage. Y'all, these men are not leaders. Okay, they haven't even picked a mission that makes sense. This is not their agenda. They've just shown up with the battery installed in the back and some choreography that looks goofy as all get out. And why is it that they're not fighting the institutions that are actually harming Black people? Like, they ain't got no smoke for Planned Parenthood. They have no commentary, no call to action for the Department of Education that robs taxpayers of money, and poor children per head gets a whole lot of money, but the kids still can't read. Ain't got no smoke for the welfare fraud, all them Somalians who siphoned out money, taxpayer money. No, they silent. Where's the conversation about calling Black men to manhood and fatherhood? I'm sorry, half of y'all baby mamas probably got y'all on child support. This is the hill, ICE. This is the hill that these people are willing to die on. And it's because I believe BLM is behind this foolishness. And they're not even doing a good job. They're not even doing a good job. The truth of all of this, that's probably very uncomfortable to hear, is that Black America doesn't need any more activists. We had a whole lot of activism in the 60s. We had the civil rights icons. Those melanated Marxist maggots have led us to the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic that can be measured. We had the Black Panthers that did the same thing, sold drugs to their own people, was violating women and doing all kinds of egregious things. We don't need activism. We just need accountability. Okay, y'all got your A's mixed up. We don't need men in non-matching costumes looking like they're on their way to prison, pretending to be warriors. This is not helping us. We just need men who are going to do the basics. I mean, I don't know, go to work. Go to work. It ain't sexy. You don't get a medal for it, but it's the right thing to do. Go to work, lead your family. Not try to lead other people's families, just lead your family. And if you don't want to go to work to somebody's job, fine. Build a business. Find something that you can be useful and do well. Get a product, get a service. Do something. But this ain't it. The greatest threat to Black America, I'm sorry, y'all, it's not ICE. This is so way down on the totem pole. I'm trying to understand why you have committed yourself to this cause. ICE is not a threat to Black folks. Like, we live here. This is our country. We're trying to figure out why you would protect ICE from getting the illegal immigrants out, which we know depresses wages and takes resources from Americans, including Black ones. All of this is another form of ideological manipulation, and y'all look stupid. You're being used again. Every election cycle, now we have the midterms. We got to deal with fake Panthers who aren't even revolutionaries. They're just props. This is embarrassing. Y'all need to stop it. At least tell George or Alex Soros to get y'all some matching gear and some combat boots. And even if you don't do the leather berets, at least get the wool ones and cut your hair. I feel like I gotta talk to these people like I'm their mama. Where is your mama and your daddy? Do you know them? This is crazy. I can't even believe I spent time covering this. Anyway, y'all, this is some foolishness. Go to work. Work is honorable. Why can't we get our young men to have a healthy doctrine of work? And I don't want to just rag on the Black men. Where are the Black women that can respect the man that just has a healthy doctrine of working a job as unto the Lord with his hands? He ain't out here slinging dope. He ain't running women. He just goes to work. Like, he get up every day on time, shows up to work, and adds value. When are we going to celebrate that? Like, he goes to work. There are women who, for them, that's not even good enough anymore. Oh, you work a 9 to 5. I can't be with no dude that work just a 9 to 5. Well, since when did working a 9 to 5 be something that you look down upon? I'm so disappointed with this generation of women who think like that. Because there are a whole lot of good guys out here that work a job that you could easily build a life with, but because he can't give you an Instagram curated life, you don't want him. That's why you gonna die alone, and you gonna be somebody old auntie one day, wishing and having a whole lot of regrets. I know young people don't listen to my show, but y'all need to clip this and send this to some young people. Because you ain't going to be young forever. And eventually you're going to realize that the nice guy who had the job down at the plant was your guy. But you ain't want him. Because, you wanted to do slinging dope, I guess. I don't. I don't understand it. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to go.